welcome on this very auspicious day where we all share not just greetings, but we also share best practices, best knowledge, etc. in this holy month of Ramadan. Ramadan Kareem to all of us, to all of you. On behalf of the family, on behalf of Khimji Ramdas, the group, it's a pleasure to welcome you all. It's not very often, rather never have we before talked in public about our human capital development, our CSR, and I call it the silent CSR. So it's a pleasure to share with you, and I hope that you will reflect upon it and share with us what you think about where we are going wrong, or if we've done something right, then thank us and greet us. So if you look at what we are a people company, very much people oriented, whether it's our own people, whether it's the stakeholders, whether it's our customers. And we always say that it's trade with care and trust, and that's the way we want to take this forward. A little bit about the history. Trade brought us to Oman. It was the natural trading route: India, Oman, Aden, Zanzibar, and the through routes. And it was always during the southwest monsoons or the northeast monsoons. And it's the monsoon winds that brought a lot of traders. We decided to stay and make Oman our home 150 years ago. This, by the way, is a photograph of one canteen in 1950, 60. And I'd request you to guess where this is. This is our canteen in Masira. And it was first outpost that we had. And it just shows that it was a general store and it traded in everything. And it was the only trading outpost in the island of Masira. Today, we are happy to say that we have something close to about 100 plus branches, depots, outlets across Oman. And as the slide shows, we have established ourselves in the early 1900s, even in Salala, Tumrait, Dukum, Masira, even in Habrut, where there was only a fort, we had a little shop. Shinas, Luwa, Musna, Sur, Muscat, Matra is where we own and operate from properties as well, even today. But apart from that, today we have branches and depots and all these dotted towns across Oman, and we say that we touch approximately 95% of the ethnic population of Oman. Is served directly by Khimjis. And this is what we say. As we say, it's very people oriented. It's all about connectivity. It's all about distribution. It's all about logistics. And in today's Oman's development initiatives, logistics is going to play a very important role. And we feel that this is where we need to impart a lot of our knowledge and share it with various other people. And we feel that we are connected to the people in their daily life in all aspects of it. And human capital is the key cornerstone around which the Khimji Ramdas Group evolves and revolves. We have a comprehensive development program for staff, for employees, right from the day they join the company. We have an inclusive growth where we reward them. When our business grows, they get rewarded. When we grow, they grow. And if the nation is growing, we're growing, and if we're growing, they're growing. So this is the basic philosophy that we share with every individual that works in Khimji Ramdas. We have one thing that we must share with you. We are not into the knowledge trade, which is IT and information. We're not in the banking and finance sector. We're not in the petroleum and oil and gas sector either. Now, these sectors employ very highly educated, knowledgeable, intellectual people. We serve in the distribution, logistics, retail business. And this we touch and we employ a lot of the other graduates from school and diploma holders. Now we think that about 20% of Oman's school leavers go on to graduate from universities, but 80% of them look for a job immediately after graduating from school. So as much as there is relevance and importance for institutions like banks and oil companies to employ graduates and give them, empower them and work with them, there is even a greater responsibility for us to kind of engage with the lower strata of students who yearn for getting a job, who do not have the aspirations to go beyond school to gain education. So we need to engage with them as well. So I think this is where Khimji Ramdas plays a very important role in engaging with that strata of people. Over the last 10 years, a lot has transpired in Oman economically. We've gone from a booming trade, economic growth trajectory from the 2005 to 2010, 2011. 2011 is when we had our first introspection, as I call it, on what we need to do with our people, how should we engage with them, what is that we need to do to make sure that they are in sync with the growth opportunities in Oman. And at that point in time, Khimji Ramdas employed 1,980 Omanis. And since 2011 first quarter to now, we're down to 1,600 Omanis. Now, there's a good side and there's of course the challenging side. The good side is the fact that a lot of Khimji Ramdas employees moved on to various prestigious positions in government and elsewhere, but a lot of others stayed on with us and moved on the ladder within the company itself. What we have basically gained is we've been able to retain a lot of knowledgeable, a lot of experienced boys and girls and men and women in the company. In the last decade, we said that 5,629 nationals have been trained within Khimji Ramdas as employees, and they have moved on elsewhere just in 10 years. So at the rate of about nearly 500 odd people. So this is just the Omani, the national strength within Khimji Ramdas. As you can see, in 2007 we grew from 862 to 2011 to 989. In February 2011, we were on the verge of breaking the 2,000 threshold and becoming the first Omani company to hit a 50% Omanization, because we only employed a 4,000 total number of staff. The company has grown since, but the number of Omanis have decreased because we've got a lot of attrition going across. Now, of course, that is a challenge. Did we do enough to retain them? Did we do enough to attract newcomers to join? But I must say, and I must share with you certain best practices that we've had, which has been able to attain. Two of our nationals have been in the company for more than 54 years and retired only 2 months ago. So that's just speaking highly about our ability to either attract or not do enough for them to leave a country, or maybe do too much for them so that they don't leave the country. We have 8 nationals who've completed 25 years. We've got 26 of them who've done 20 years, and we've got 160 employees who've been with us for over 10 years. And what do we do with them? How do we train them? How do we attract them? We have a KMG Training Institute that started nearly 20 years ago, which was basically started to train young Omanis to do accounts and retail sales. And that's all we wanted, because there wasn't a single institute in Oman 20 years ago who trained young Omanis on little vocational jobs on 3-month programs. So we started 3-month programs in accounting, on IT, on retail sales, merchandising, salesmanship, etc. And over the last X number of years, we've trained over 2,400 employees. And these are the first time job seekers who've been employed by us. The Sanad initiative, as many would know, which started over 10 years ago, when that started, we played a very important role in actually conceiving this whole project about how do we change 7,500 grocery shops that existed in Oman. How do we get them to be run by nationals, and they could easily be entrepreneurs and run the business. There was also this idea that why can't a mother and daughter or a sister and sister run a small grocery shop in the village where they work and where they live, and there's nothing more important and satisfying than to earn a living for that half of the family. So this was the idea behind starting the Sanat program at grocery shops. I must say that what we did was, along with the fairs, with the colleagues like the Towel family and Fair Trade and various others, Bakr Suleiman, Matra Cold Store, etc., we took on 1,000 to 1,500 shops each under our tutelage, under our mentoring, and we converted them into being run by expatriates to be run by young Omani families or individuals. And this is the first initiative we took that, and that's nearly 12 years old now. Pizza Hut is another story. If you look at, out of all the food restaurants, we have close to 37 Pizza Huts today in Oman, and nobody realizes that there are so many of them. We have trained 1,078 complete novices, dropouts from school, graduates from school, and in the last few years they've really been able to conduct themselves in a most competitive manner, in a most productive manner, in a most effective manner in running Pizza Huts. And I'm very proud to say there are 4 or 5 Pizza Huts across the country which are totally managed by nationals, from the manager to the dishwasher. And it's a great thing. If you go to Wudam, or you go to Mabela, or you go to the one in Nizwa, these are all run 100% by Omanis. And very proud to say that the total Omanization we have at Pizza Hut, in over 500 staff that we employ in 37 outlets, we have close to 50% Omanization. It used to be much higher, but it's lower now after the attrition that we had. We have a very bottom-up approach in the sense that we believe in hiring people at grassroots level, straight out of school, straight out of diploma and technical college. We like them to grow within the company. We impart the training, we impart the work ethics, we share with them the best practices at work, and we groom them, we handhold them, and we make them leaders, or we teach them leadership in our own way. And I'll share with you some best practices that we've done. About 15 years ago, we started hiring graduates, and we didn't just hire them by putting an advertisement in the paper, but we actually went to colleges and we said that we would like to hire you. And 15 years ago, we offered them 300 riyals as a starting salary, and that was a decent salary to start with at that time. And we got 75 individuals in the very first year, and over the years we've been able to hire them. We've not been able to retain them, but we've been able to hire them, train them, and they go on a fast-track program that within a matter of 2 years they should become assistant divisional managers or a small profit center head. And when I say a small profit center head, they could be a supervising 4 or 5 grocery stores or 3 or 4 Pizza Huts. That is the managerial level that we want them to grow to. Now, we would either encourage them to stay on and work with us, or move on and start their own businesses. So this is something that we've also developed within the company. We work a lot on behaviors and ethics and how we work together. We call it the HWWT principle. And we believe more on on-the-job training than sending them for institutes. We've identified a lot of people who have managerial skills. It's not necessarily the education, but it's leadership. And it's all about how they handle people and how they manage people. We do a continuous appraisal program. Leadership development, we have 2 methods of training. We have some training on the job, of course, but we do impart training at various institutes across Oman. But we also started about 8 years ago an overseas training program, and I'll share that with you. It's called a executive leadership program of 3 intensive weeks, either in Kerala or in Pune, and now we've started the first time in Malaysia.
يوم بدينا ننتشر التدريب وبدينا مع التدريب انتشرنا في مجالات تالية مثل السلوك والمواهب. في بعضهم اللي ما كان عندهم دبلومة ولا دراسة ولا طالعين ولا أمهات ولا طالعين من المدرسة على طول، فدربناهم من سلوكياتهم، ركزنا على المواهب، ركزنا على تطوير القيادات. فأيوة العرض التالي عندنا بعض الإكزامبلز عن الناس اللي دربناهم وانتقلوا من الشركة راحوا لأعمال ثانية ودربناهم زيادة وزيادة.
The 3-week extensive program that I talked about was a residential program. It's mainly aimed towards staff who've joined us straight out of school, who've showed a potential to not just grow within the company, but to learn, have shown initiative skills, have shown entrepreneurship within the company. And after 5 years being in the company, we actually send them for an executive education program and leadership skill program in across to India, as I said, and first time this year to Malaysia. A total of 166 individuals have been trained and sent abroad. And I must say that the Ministry of Manpower actually partner with us in sharing the costs of this 50-50. And it's phenomenal. What they learn is not just what they learn in the classroom, but they also go through a whole and eye-opening experience on how the other side of the world actually works and behaves. What they learn is that nothing comes for free, not even health, not even a school bus, not even petrol. Everything has to be paid for, where the mother works, the girl works, the father works, the boy after school works. And these kind of experiences, the real life experience that they get to share when they go to India, Pune or Chennai or Kerala, is unbelievable. 7 batches of executives, of 20 to 30 executives have gone through and done this program in various businesses. The 8th batch of 24 employees is planning to go in 2016, and this time to Malaysia. This is where we train them in Cochin and Pune and Kuala Lumpur. Every time they finish the 3-week program, we ensure that somebody from Ministry of Manpower and somebody from the family goes across for their graduation program to make sure that they realize that how important it is, not just to us, but even to the country. So the management training programs we have for graduates as well, for diploma holders as well, and trained and inducted into various businesses and led them into a fast-track program. So this is something that we have imparted. So these are the management trainings that we did. A lot of staff and a lot of attrition takes place, and especially when we have graduates and trainees who've been through the process, who've stayed with us for 7 to 10 years, have become extremely productive, and when they leave and join government, we feel the pinch. We feel the pinch because we've lost a very productive employee. But what we do realize in hindsight is the fact that they're actually going on to become a little productive. So Badria is now part of this Public Authority for SMEs Development and started a career in Kimji Training Institute as an assistant and now as a director at that level. So again, very proud, very things. Just one example, Nabil Malala Balushi started off as a very young trainee in our shipping department in operations and clearing ships, etc. And now is a senior operations officer for the Oman Shipping Company. So that's again very positive things. Some great employees have created great positions in other organizations as well. So you know, some people are working in geotech, some at SEEB, Ministry of Manpower, Oman Fiber, Royal Oman Navy, etc. But we also have a lot of people from there, and from other institutes who've come and joined us and started at scratch as well after retiring from a lot of government bodies. Now, we also have a program where we attract a lot of uniformed officers who retire by the age of 45 after doing 20 to 25 years of service. We attract them to come and work for us because we find them to be extremely productive. One such operation where we led was in Salalah during the exodus from Afghanistan of American troops. There was a lot of